अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ताः सुखदुःखसङ्गैः गच्छन्त्यमूढाः पदमव्ययं तत्. हरे कृष्ण.
Uma Mataji, you want to recite?
Okay.
Yeah. Natad bhashayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yadhatva nami vartante tadhama paramam mama.
ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनषष्ठानि इन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति.
शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयत्.
श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते.
उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढनानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः.
यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितं यतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानो नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसः.
यदा विद्यगतं तेजो जगद्भासेते किलं यच्चं मनसि यच्चात्मानम्
घ्रामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधिः सर्वाः सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः.
अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यं चतुर्विधम्.
सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तस्मृतिज्ञानमबोहनं च वेदैश्च चर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम्.
द्वाविमो पुरुषो लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते.
उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेतु दाहुतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभत्सव्यय ईश्वरः.
यस्माक्षरम् अतितोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रतीतः पुरुषोत्तमः.
यो मामेवमसम्मूढो जानाति पुरुषोत्तमं स सर्वविद् भजति मां सर्वभावेन भारत.
इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतद् बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत.
ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु
उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे
पुरुषोत्तमयोगो नाम पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः.
Hare Krishna. Shanti Mataji, you have no Chaurashtakam with you.
Yeah, I have. No, but okay. I have in only this Tamil. I don't have in
no
English.
problem. You all have. We'll continue, Mataji.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
start. You can do. Yeah.
Vraje
prasiddham navanita chauram gopangananam chadukula chauram aleka janmarjita papa chauram chauragyaganyam purusham namami.
Shri Radhikaya hridayasya chauram Navambudha Shamalakanti chauram Patashritanam cha samasta chauram Chauragraganyam purusham namami.
Uma Mataji, you have?
अकिञ्चनीकृत्य पदासितायं करोति भिक्षुं पतिगेहहीनं केनापि होभ भीषणचौरैर्दृक् दृष्ट्वा तुतो वा जगत्त्रयेऽपि
यदि अनामापि हरत्यशेषं गिरिप्रसारानपि पापराशिम् आश्चर्यरूपो ननु चोरैर्दृक् दृष्टश्रुतो वा न मया कदापि
धनं मानं च ततेन्द्रियाणि प्राणं शरीत्वा मम सर्वम् एव पलायसे कुत्र कृतोऽद्यचोर त्वं भक्तिधाम्नासि मया निरुद्धा
क्षीणचिघोरं यमभाषबन्धं पिनचि भीमं भवभाषबन्धं क्षीणचि सर्वस्य समयस्तबन्धं नैवात्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धम्
मन्मानसे तामसाराशि घोरे काराग्रदुःखामयेति बद्धः लभस्व हि चौरहरे चिराय स्वचौर दूषितम् एव दण्डम्
काराग्निवस सदा हृदये मदीये मद्भक्तिपाशदृढबन्धननिष्ठन् त्वां कृष्ण हे प्रलयकोटि शतान्तरेति सर्वस्वचोरहृदयान् मोचयामि सर्वस्वचोरहृदयान् नहि मोचयामि.
Thank you, Mataji. Shri Saurashtra. Shri Jai Bindu
Jai.
Mangal Thakur Ki. Meenakshi Mataji, you'll do Kirtan?
If anybody else wants to do, they can also do, Mataji.
We have
I'm
5 more
outside
minutes.
actually, so there might be some disturbance.
Yeah, okay. Shall I do Mataji or
Yes,
anyone?
Mataji, you continue. You continue till 9:30, Mataji. I'll keep you informed.
Yeah, okay. Hare Krishna. Shri Radha Syam Sundar Bhagwan Ki Jai. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradha Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Jaya Radha, Syama Sundara Radha, Syama Sundara Radhe. Jaya Radha, Govinda Radha, Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha, Gopinada Radha, Gopinada Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Lakshmi Narasimhadev, Lakshmi Narasimhadev, Lakshmi Narasimhadev. Jaya 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 Gaura Nityai, Jaya Gaura Nityai, Jaya Gaura Nityai, Jaya Gaura Nityai, Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Shri Radha Swam Sundar Bhagwan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Hare Krishna. Meenakshi Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Does anybody want to do Hare Krishna Nam Jap for another 5 minutes till the speaker Prabhuji joins?
Hare.
Yes, Mataji, continue. Shanti Mataji.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, please continue.
Others, please kindly mute.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Meenakshi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Does anybody want to continue with another 2 minutes of Kirtan or Mahamantra Jap? Please do it.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Chandana Mataji, please do Hare Krishna Mahamantra for 2 minutes.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Yes, Mataji, you continue, please.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Mataji.
Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much. We welcome Premdat Gaurudas Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining, for your wonderful association. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. We welcome you to the new session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mata. So shall
Hare
we?
Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Shall we begin? Sorry, I joined 2-3 minutes back, but I heard chanting, so I thought I'll also hear chanting. But anyway, so shall I begin?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandan Braj Janaranjana Yashodanandan Braj Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Radha Ras Bihari Radha Ras Bihari Radhe Jayo Radha Ras Bihari Radha Ras Bihari Radhe Jayo Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jayo Radha Govind Radha Govind Radhe Jayo Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe Jayo Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Shri Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Shri Radhe 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 Govind Radhe 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 Govind Radhe 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 गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद राधे गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव सुभद्रा माई जय सुदर्शना जयो नरसिंहदेव 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 जयो नरसिंहदेव प्रहलाद महाराज जयो भक्त प्रहलाद प्रहलाद महाराज जयो भक्त प्रहलाद जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे राम राम हरे हरे शिला प्रभुपाद की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय को प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, you want me to share the screen?
Yes, you can share the screen. While I will also open at my end. Sometimes in this laptop, in the screen, it looks very small font. So just give me a few seconds. So when you just share the screen, Mataji, confirm to me. Meanwhile, I will also.
Is it visible, Prabhuji?
Yes, I think it is visible. Yes. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so today we are reading, if I confirm my shlokas, coordinator Mataji, my shlokas are 3.4.11 to 15. Hope that is correct, Mataji, if you can confirm 3.4.11 to 15.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So we'll go with the shloka. As you know, I would request Prabhuji's and Mataji's, coordinator Mataji, to please give them equal chance. And I know you always give, but it's very nice when all the devotees when all the devotees come together, and that will be very helpful. And I will sing the first shloka as my service, and the second, third, and subsequent shlokas all the devotees can divide and read, and it is a chance to purify ourselves. So Shri Bhagwan Uvacha Vedaham Antar Manasi Sitam Te Dadami Yat Tad Durvapam Anye Satripura Vishwashrajam Vashunam Mat Siddhi Kamena Vaso Tvaishtaha. Synonyms. Shri Bhagwan Vacha, the personality of Godhead, said, Veda, no, Aham, I, Antaha, within, Manasi, the mind, Ipsitam, what you desired, Te, your, Dadami, I give you, Yat, which is that, Tat, that, Durvapam, very difficult to achieve, Anyah, by others, Satre, in the sacrifice, Pura, in the days of Yore, Vishwa, Shrajam, of those who explained this creation, Vashunam, of the Vasus, and Mat Siddhi Kamena, with a desire to achieve, um, my association. Vaso, O Vasu, Toya, by you, Ishtaha, ultimate goal of life. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O Vasu, I know from within your mind what you desired in the days of yore, when the Vasus and other demigods responsible for expanding the universal affairs performed sacrifices. You particularly desire to achieve my association. This is very difficult for others to obtain, but I award it unto you. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Uddhava, and it's a little long. I think it's 2 paragraphs. I'll try to read it a little quickly. Uddhava is one of the eternal associates of the Lord and a plenary portion of Uddhava as one of the 8 Vasus in the days of yore. The 8 Vasus and the demigods in the upper planetary system who are responsible for the management affairs, universal affairs of the universal affairs, performed a sacrifice of the days of yore, desiring to fulfill their respective ultimate goals of life. At that time, an expansion of Uddhava, acting as one of the Vasus, desired to become an associate of the Lord. The Lord knew this because He present in the heart of every living entity as Paramatma, the super consciousness. In everyone's heart, there is a representation of the super consciousness who gives memory to the partial consciousness of every living entity. The living entity as partial consciousness forgets incidents of his past life, but the superconsciousness reminds him of how to act in terms of his past cultivation of knowledge. Now, this is sometimes in our life, we're not able to get this point straightened out. And what is that? That we have to be reminded of how to act in terms of our past cultivation of knowledge. As it is, human birth is not just one birth, is a cumulative process of birth and death coming across. So every act in every birth is countable. And so here Prabhupada is making a very big statement that the living entity forgets his incidents of his past life. And that is one reason sometimes we face dukkha, and we face dukkha and we say, as much as I remember in this birth, I have never done such bad activities to which I am being suffering from. Isn't this the feeling come to all of you? Is there anybody who has ever got this feeling? I think I'll be surprised if anybody has never got this feeling. Maybe you are too young in life, but if you have crossed 30s and 40s, certainly this question is not meant for a 5-year-old boy or a girl. This question is for anybody who has lived a substantial time in material world. Will you agree with me that everybody, one or the other point of time, has faced difficulties? Is there anybody in this group who has never faced difficulties in life? You may be. Hari bol if you.
No, Prabhuji. Everyone has suffered.
And has those, Hare Krishna, has those difficulties been intolerable to you?
Yes, of course, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Lots of difficulties.
Intolerable.
Yes. what do you, intolerable or intolerable, whatever is the right English word. English is not my first language. So don't we go through these circumstances a lot that you don't know why you are suffering? Because if you look back and you see that you really have not done anything so bad that you are being tortured like this in this material world. So everybody confirms. Those who are not answering, I'm definitely sure they're busy taking their breakfast on an Independence Day. So happy Independence Day to all of you. And
Krishna
India,
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
It's a
you,
very,
Prabhuji. Happy
thank you, Mataji. And India is a very great country. In fact, the whole planet was Bharatvarsha. Bharat Bhumi Janma Hoite. We are all born in this Bharat Bhumi, named under the King Bharata, the Vanshaj of Rama, Lord Rama. So this country is beautiful. In fact, the entire planet was India. And then subsequently, it was divided, and the prabhav of Kali Yuga, the effect of Kali Yuga, made it what it is today like. And if you notice, everybody is behind this country known as India. Vasco da Gama was searching our country, so everybody is searching. Because the prime knowledge, the prime culture of Sanatan Dharma is there in India. India will never lose its glory, because India's glory, Bharata Varsha's glory, is divine. People have to slowly, all the countries are moving towards India from a culture standpoint. And of course, there'll be always a tug of war in Kali Yuga between the good and the bad. But our country, India, Bharatvarsha, is a divine location. All the avatars have happened here. So it is a very, very important day today, that we just got a material independence. But factually, all the souls in this material world need independence. Independence from avidya. That what we should not do, which is not knowledge. We should know what is not knowledgeable also. Okay, this act of mine, I should not steal away somebody else's property. Otherwise, I will also be called as a Dhritarashtra, one who steals the Rashtra of others. So like this, please understand that our life is very, very difficult, material world. So that is why Krishna is telling us via Srila Prabhupada that I have to remind all the souls to act in terms of their past cultivation of knowledge, that every birth they will gain some knowledge. But this knowledge of gaining in every birth continues, but we have to put a full stop somewhere, a Purna Viram, and say, enough of knowledge I have gained, I must serve you in devotion. And then Bhagavad Gita confirms this fact in various ways. Ye thamam prapadyante tams tatev bhajamyaham sarvasya chaham hriday sanvishto mattah smritir jnanam aponam cha. If we make use of this liberty of desire to liberate ourselves as the soul likes, but if the desire is fulfilled by the Supreme Lord, and whatever you desire, that desire will be fulfilled by the Supreme Lord. Everyone is independent to think or desire, but the fulfillment of one's desire depends upon the Supreme will. This law is expressed as man proposes, God disposes. In the days of yore, the demigods and Vasus performed sacrifice. Uddhava, is one of the Vasus, desired to enter into the association of the Lord, which is very difficult for those busy in empirical, philosophical speculation or fruitive activities. Now, I would like to put a very small point here. Since we do so many shlokas, at times we cannot go in deep to refer to the previous shlokas. Generally, when we do only one shloka, I generally tend to go behind first and then go little front first and then come to the between as a saransh, as a bhumika, as an introduction to the chapter. But since time is less 1 hour and we have 5 shlokas in which I am explaining this also about these shlokas, is difficult. So I am expecting as a homework that you'll read or you're hearing what has happened previously and you will continue reading and hearing forward going also. So every devotee, we are all stuck in material world. Krishna is very difficult to achieve because nobody is able to see Krishna. And those who are non-believers, who are currently not in devotion, that is the bone of contention. When you tell them that you submit to Krishna, they say, where is Krishna? The issue is Krishna is as difficult as to be, or I should say in Goluka, as how he is practically like a kartal in my hand. He is available to be having association with us in spiritual world. In material world, he changes the form of association. Instead of kartal, if you don't see, now I'll do an experiment and please hear me carefully. What is the difference between how to see Krishna in spiritual world, how you see Krishna in spiritual world, and then I'll show you how with this kartal. See this. Do you see this kartal? Please say Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
To see this kartal, I will
Yes,
show
Prabhuji.
you. I will show you how Krishna is visible through these 2 kartals right in front of you. If you have technically understood what is Krishna consciousness, see this. Did you see the kartal?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Did you hear the sound of kartal?
Yes, Prabhuji.
In spiritual world, you see Krishna as this kartal, means you see how I have shown you kartals. Krishna is very visible and you are able to hear him as well. That means if I meet you, I'm here in BTM layout and some of you may be in India or maybe abroad or maybe somewhere in India or maybe here. If you meet me in person at BTM layout in Bangalore, you can see me and hear me like this kartal. This is Krishna in Vrindavan. Now, did you see kartal playing?
No, Prabhu.
Did you see kartal playing? But did you hear kartal?
Yes.
Yes.
That's how, that is the same how Krishna is visible here. Oh, who is this devotee? Who is this young? Who is this young devotee? What's his name?
His name is Jagannath.
He's actually, oh, that's the sound. I could feel the Krishna's cry in his, this is as true as possible. This is fact. He is not visible, but he can be heard. How? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So please understand what experiment we have done today. Krishna in spiritual world is visible like this kartal and the sound, but in material world, he represents himself in the form of, in Kali Yuga at least, Kali Kal Naam Rupe Krishna Avatara. Naam Haite Haya Sarva Jagat Nishtara. That is why it is said that Krishna in Kali Yuga incarnates in the form of sound of his Mahamantra. And if we want to directly associate with the Lord, what Uddhav wanted to associate with Krishna, because he wanted to associate with Krishna at the time of yore, before the creation, when the Manthan was, all that creation before that, Uddhava is requesting Krishna, I want to personally associate with you. Like that, Like that, Lord assured him that I will fulfill your desire. So this way, Maitreya Muni, it appears when the Lord informed him, who? Uddhava, by his indication to Uddhava, the great sage Maitreya Muni finally became aware of importance of entering into the association of the Lord. That is known as preaching. Krishna is fulfilling the desire of Uddhava, and Uddhava's, with this desire of Uddhava being fulfilled, Maitreya is getting message. You, me, and all of you present here, and all the devotees in the world, they want to associate with Krishna. Krishna says, Kali Kala Naam Rupe Krishna Avatara. मैं अवतार के रूप में, I am in the form of Avatara, in my holy name, is non-different than my name. Please chant my name early in the morning after taking bath. If you are sick also, then also you chant at least normally. And then associate with me, because you don't have to see Krishna with your eyes while chanting. Some devotees ask questions in the beginning of the Krishna Kanchana. Shall I look to the Krishna's photo and chant? Initially, it's okay. Later on, you don't have to. You have to hear Krishna. You have to see Krishna by hearing. And that is why Acharya say Krishna's one name is Shrutikshana. Shrutikshana means one who is seen by the process of hearing. And when you do this, the plants like Maitreya Muni, the living entities like ants and various organisms present in our body itself, and if we are chanting in a garden or if we are chanting in temple, other souls here like Maitreya Muni, they are in the position of Maitreya, and they become aware the importance of association with the Lord through the sound vibrations. Hari Bol. That is why it is so important to chant in Kali Yuga. Is everybody clear with what is being imparted in this shloka? And if you are all saying Hari Bol, we'll move on to the next shloka.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
So
Hari
everybody
Bol.
have, so if anybody asked you a question while preaching, how to see Krishna, have you ever seen Krishna? You can use this example of the set of kartal. Like this, I can see and being played, and I can hear Krishna. So please use this example. All of you should get initiated at the earliest. If you are initiated, get second initiated. If you are second initiated, then start reading a lot of philosophy, perfect your life, and leave this place. It's not meant for anybody. After second initiation, what you should do, you should complete your life, maintain it in this way, as per the Manusmriti. Just don't develop too much of overconfidence in Krishna consciousness. Just live your life and proceed to Krishna's home, Krishna's abode, Krishna's original place to stay, and please join him in his pastimes. Don't waste your time for any other birth. Let us pray for each other like that. With this affirmation from all of you and confirmation that we have done this, let's move on to the next shloka. And now we will throw open this to all other devotees to continue the reading of Shrimad Bhagavatam. So Mataji, over to you.
Yes.
Over to your
Udai
coordinates.
Kumar Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes,
Shall I
Mataji.
start reading?
Yes, Mataji.
Sa sadho charamo bhavanam asaditasте madanugraho yat yanmam trilokan raha utsrajantam tishtya dadrishman vishadanu Hare Krishna. Should I read the translation, Mataji?
We'll give for the next person, Mataji.
Thanks, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Anita Mataji.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. O honest one, your present life is the last and the supermost, because in this term of life, you have been awarded my ultimate favor. Now you can go to my transcendental abode, Vaikuntha, by leaving this universe of conditioned living entities. Your visit to me in this lonely place, because of your pure and unflinching devotional service, is a great boon for you. Hare Krishna.
Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, purport. Can I read the purport, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Prabhuji says, purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. When a person is fully conversant with knowledge of the Lord as far as can be known by a perfect living entity in the liberated state, he is allowed to enter into the spiritual sky. When the Vaikuntha planets exist, the Lord was sitting in a lonely place just about to disappear from the vision of the inhabitants of this universe. And Uddhava was fortunate to see him even at that time and thus received the Lord's permission to enter Vaikuntha. The Lord is everywhere at all times, and his appearance and disappearance are merely the experience of the inhabitants of a particular universe. He is just like the sun. The sun does not appear or disappear in the sky. It is only in the experience of men that in the morning the sun rises and in the evening the sun sets. The Lord is simultaneously both in Vaikuntha and everywhere, within and without Vaikuntha. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Now, before Coordinator Mataji selects another Prabhu devotee, I would request you make sure that if you have 30 Matajis, let us preach so much that 30 Prabhus also join, and let us increase this group. Ashish Prabhu and all of you, so many devotee coordinator Matajis are there. This is a wonderful thing. So I want to bring a very important point here, and please try to hear this very carefully of what I am saying. It is said that a devotee can only narrate experiences of himself. You can preach only what you have experienced. You cannot preach what you have not experienced. Although Srila Prabhupada says, Yara dekhe tara kahe Shri Krishna Uddesh. We try to read Bhagavatam. We try to read there is somebody who's giving me a call very bad. So Mataji's, please, 7th call they have given me. 1 second. Sorry, Mataji Prabhuji. Exactly this I'm going to tell you. What happened now? This was a very important call. And 7 times somebody calling me. Now I'll tell you an example. This is what happens in material world. You see how Krishna is playing and showing how things rotate in this material world. He says, Srila Prabhupada uses a perfect example, and please, all the preachers, note it down somewhere or understand it clearly with all your heart and mind. You can use it in preaching. Srila Prabhupada very expertly brings that the sun does not appear or disappear in the sky. It is only the experience of men that in the morning or sun rises and the evening the sun sets. Now my question to you is, how does day and night happens? It's not a question. You all know day and night happens due to
The
rotation of the
Rotation of
Mother
the
Earth.
earth.
Beautiful, beautiful. And the revolution around the sun along with the rotation brings day and night, and revolution around the sun makes the seasonal changes and yearly changes. Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhu.
Very nice. Please remember, time is linear even in material world. Not many people able to understand this. Time is linear, never ends in spiritual world because time is linear. It never ends. Even time never ends. Practically, it is linear, but in the form of cycles. So the cycle happens linearly forever. That is why if you want to stay in this material world, you can factually stay forever. But you will be tortured like anything. Do you want to stay forever in a place which is torturing you?
Not
You
at
will
all.
not at all. Let us ask a blind man and a dumb man how much he suffers. Ask his inner conscience. A person suffering from some disability in the body. I have seen this, experienced this personally in my close dear ones. Nobody wants to suffer. My mother is a 4th stage cancer patient. From past 3 years, every week and every month, now every month, she has more than, I think, 70, 80 chemos, more than that actually. And every time the needle catheter is inserted in her arm, there is no nerve remaining in my mother's hand, and my mother's hand looks black because so many times on both the hands needles have been pierced that you can't search. And my tears are coming. My mother's veins you cannot search because it's swollen. And if you don't give her chemo, she cannot live the next month. That's the pain. Yet, if I ask my mother, factually, she has to go through this pain every month once to survive in this planet. She has no choice, my dear devotees. How pain she's undergoing. Can I tell her to continue like this forever? Impossible. So please imagine the suffering nobody wants. But what is happening is this rotation. This rotation, compare it with this phone call which I got. Very important for me to survive materially. I have to balance out. I could have, for this 1 hour, completely forgotten. But this gentleman was supposed to call me earlier, but he's calling me late. But it is my wish that he has supposed to call me. He had some documents which I need very badly, Mataji Prabhuji. That is how I had to pick up this phone. Now this is this is how I am revolving as a soul in this world. So we are all the glories of Krishna, the love of Krishna, the Krishna Prem, the Krishna effect of Krishna, and primarily Krishna in the form of holy name is like a sun stationary on my, so sun almost is stationary, although sun is also moving in the universe. But along with the planets, he is moving in such a way that the sun's movement relatively to the earth doesn't appear to be, it appears to be stationary. So Krishna in multiple universes is multiplying himself in his various energy and guiding people, yet Krishna is stationary for us in the form of Krishna, the holy name Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He is stationary in the form of holy name. But I am being tortured in this world with my own karmas, and I am revolving with my own desires. I want this. I don't want this. I like him. I dislike him. I need to look like some big hero. I need to look like a queen. I want to become a king. I want to become an artist. I want to become a CEO. I want to become a prime minister. I want. And I'm rotating in my wants and desires and wants and desires and wants and desires. Krishna is looking at me. हमारे अब यूपी में एक वर्ड यूज करते हैं, Bhabariya jana. What is bhabariya? Becoming mad. I want this, I want that, I want to look this, I want children, I want good wife, I want good man. We are all doing like this, and Krishna is looking like us, like a mad fellow running different places. I want money because I don't have, I'm getting retired. Where will I, who will feed me? Certain fears, certain rotations are necessary in life to survive. And that is what this line means. The sun does not appear or disappear in the sky. Krishna is there. When we remove our head and rotate, go away of our eyes from Krishna, we experience absence of Krishna. We take certain decisions of life in our favor and not taking those decisions in the favor of Krishna consciousness. We appear to be in troubles, and then we tell Krishna, you are troubling us. The fact is, Krishna is not asking, inducing us to take those decisions where we will face problems in life and then tell Krishna, remove those problems. Krishna says, you are creating your own problems and then you are coming asking for solution. Okay, I will help you. The problem lies in our desiring things which will affect our own self. Has everybody understood this? And I'm not asking you, I am asking my own self, Premadatta, have you understood this? And I will say, I am trying to. Hari Bol. Is everybody clear what example I'm trying to tell you?
Hari Bol.
Yes,
Hari,
Prabhuji.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Let's go to the next shloka. Some Prabhu should read, I would request you. And do some campaign. Talk to Ashish Prabhu. Try to invite others like Maitreya Muni. How will you invite others in this group? Like a Maitreya Muni. Maitreya Muni heard Uddhava being assured by Lord, I will meet you personally. He also desires to develop association. So please, like Maitreya Muni, you also develop desire to hear about Krishna in others' heart. Let's go ahead.
Nandini Mataji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna. Puramaya proktam ajayas nabo padme nabhe padme nishanaya mamadi sarge jnanam param mahami bhavyasham yat surayo bhagavatam vadanti.
Hare Krishna. Read the second line. Don't be in a hurry, Mataji. Think that this shloka will take you to Goluka. Imagine this shloka will take you to Goluka. How will you read? Again, read the last two lines. Think that Krishna told you, oh my dear devotee, just read these two last lines and you will perfect your life. Tell me, how will you read now?
Yes.
Is there any hurry?
No,
is there any hurry?
No, Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
Jnanam param manmahima basam.
फिर से पढ़िए.
तोड़िए
words को. Break those words. Man, mahima.
Okay.
Mahima.
I am reading from Sanskrit. That's why I think.
So don't worry. Man mahima bhasam.
Okay. Jnanam param man mahima babasham.
Hari.
Yat shurayo bhagavatam vadanti.
Don't mind my corrections.
No problem. Thank
These
you
are
for
not,
asking me to
these
read
are
it right.
not corrections. These are not corrections. Corrections I need, we all need personally many corrections. So don't think these are corrections. Okay, let's read translation. Just enjoy this experience.
Sure.
Any Prabhu I have not heard. Prabhu, I think Ravi Kumar Prabhu or so many devotees. Ravi Prabhu.
Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. O Uddhava, in the lotus millennium in the days of yore, at the beginning of the creation, I spoke unto Brahma, who is situated on the lotus that grows out of my navel, about my transcendental glories, which the great sages describe as Shrimad Bhagavatam.
Read purport also.
purport by Prabhupada ki jai. The explanation of the Supreme Self as given to Brahma and already explained in the second canto of this great literature is further clarified herein. The Lord said that the conscious from the Shrimad Bhagavatam, concise
means small, concise means short, brief.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
No
Concise form of Shrimad Bhagavatam as explained to Brahma was meant to elucidate, Prabhuji, elucidate his personality. The impersonal explanation of those 4 verses in the second canto is nullified herewith. Sridhar Swami also explains in this connection that the same concise form of the Bhagavatam concerned the pastimes of Lord Krishna and was never meant for impersonal indulgence. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Now, I would like to give you this aspect of impersonalism. What is impersonalism? When you generalize a thing so much that you see only the effect but not the source, that is known as impersonal. Think like this. I lit a room with so much of light, but when I ask you to go inside the room and tell me from where this light is able to come, you are not able to make that difference of knowledge. That I asked Krishnamurti, sir, can you go inside that room which is full of light? And sir goes inside, Prabhuji goes inside, and he looks, yes, Prabhuji, Premadata, this is very well lit room. And then I ask him again, how do you see from where this light is coming? Oh no, I am seeing the room, so much prakasha in this room. Oh my God, but I am not able to see from where this light is coming. And I consider this prakash in the room as everything. That means impersonal. Has everybody understood? You see this? No, nobody has understood. That's why nobody said Hari Bol. Let me repeat it again. Hari Bol. I know you all have understood. I'm just trying to instigate you so that you all wake up. So you all don't sleep. Generally, when we give classes, everybody will notice they feel like tending to sleep. You know why? Because our troubles and worries are taken away. And when somebody is giving class, I have faced this, that people say, in your class we sleep more. And I asked them why. They said, it looks as if my mother is telling me some lori. Lori suna rahi hai, lori. Lullaby. So it has experienced that a lot of people tend to sleep when somebody is trying to tell you in a rhythmic form, trying to tell you the science of Krishna consciousness. It takes away your worries. And you really tend to forget things which are bothering you. You feel very light and you tend to feel sleep. The sleep which we do in ignorance is a sleep only in the body and mind level. But when we sleep in the knowledge of Krishna consciousness and then you sleep, it is awakening. I repeat, when we sleep without the knowledge of Krishna consciousness, I sleep in ignorance. That is only sleeping of the body and mind to keep it healthy so that I don't get blood pressure, I don't get some ailments. But when I sleep after the knowledge of Krishna consciousness, that I have to sleep early to wake up early to give a class or to hear a class or to do arti, that sleep is awakening. Hari Bol. Has everybody got this point?
Hari Bol.
Are you able to relish this understanding of why I should change myself?
Yes.
Hari Hari. So let's go to the next verse.
Medhavani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dharatana. Iti adrutokta paramasya pumsaha pratikshanaagnu grahabhajanoham स्नेहोत्तरो मा स्खलिताक्षरस्थं मुञ्चन् शुचः प्राञ्जलिराबभाषे. Hare Krishna.
Very well read. Okay.
Divya Mataji.
Translation.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Uddhava said, O Vidura, when I was thus favored at every moment by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and addressed by him with great affection, my words failed in tears and the hairs on my body erupted. After smearing my tears, I with folded hands spoke like this. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Okay. All right, let's read the next shloka. This is just an explanation of Vidura's experiencing emotions. Next, last shloka for the day.
Mataji's and Prabhuji's, anybody want to read?
Yeah, I want to
Please
hear some
raise your
Prabhu.
hand.
I want to hear some Prabhuji. Any Prabhuji? After Krishnamurti Prabhuji? Nobody. Okay, no problem. Any other
Lalita Mataji has raised her hand.
Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Konvaishate pada saroj bhajam sudurlabho arteshu chatushva apiha tatapinaham pravranomi bhuman bhavat padam bhojani nishevanutsukah. Translation. May I continue with translation, Prabhuji? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Translation by Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Oh my Lord, devotees who engage in the transcendental loving service of your lotus feet have no difficulty in achieving anything within the realm of the four principles of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. But oh great one, as far as I am concerned, I have preferred only to engage in the loving service of your lotus feet. Should I continue purport, Prabhuji? Yeah, purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Those who are associated with the Lord in the Vaikuntha planets achieve all the bodily features of the Lord and appear to be the same as Lord Vishnu. Such liberation is called Sarupya Mukti, which is one of the 5 kinds of liberation. The devotees engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord never accept the Sayujya Mukti or merging in the rays of the Lord called the Brahma Jyoti. The devotees can achieve not only liberation, but any success in the realm of religiosity, economic development, or sense gratification up to the standard of the demigods in the heavenly planets. But such a pure devotee as Uddhava, just a moment, but such a pure devotee as Uddhava refuses to accept all such facilities. A pure devotee wants simply to engage in the service of the Lord and does not consider his own personal benefit.
We finished all the shlokas right at the time, isn't it? Hari. All this done? Yeah. So I'll tell you one thing. Read about Saivajya Mukti, Sarupya Mukti, but try to know them. But we have to remember one small thing. Krishna, I want to go back to my place and continue to serve you. And in that bhava and in that original form, rupa, in which I am eternally engaged to you. Maybe you are engaged in the form of those 5 transcendental relationships which you can have with Krishna. And you go there, maybe a flower among us who are there. We may be some flower for Krishna. Or we may be some grass for Krishna where he walks in Goloka. Or we may be something of Krishna. Or we may be living the same place next to Krishna somewhere, and Krishna comes in the evening and meets all of us. That life is exactly same like this. Krishna is available for all of us over there. And so it doesn't matter what sort of mukti you get. I feel, my experience says, and I have heard from Katha, every person cannot hear all the Kathas happening in his call. It's not possible. But whatever I have heard, very less has been, I have not been able to hear more on these points. So maybe because devotees don't want all of us to think too much what will happen when we go there. Just know this, that right now you are in a place of fire. Just get out of this fire with the help of Krishna, and he will take us to whichever form or whichever way or wherever. We all don't know factually. We don't even remember our previous birth, what to talk about, what I was doing us. How can we remember unless Krishna doesn't disclose this? Do you all agree this? Haribol, do you agree this? We don't remember our past birth.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
What to talk about asking Krishnamurti, Prabhu, aapko pata hai what were you doing when you were in Goluka? It's impossible. It has been covered. He will put you back in the position, Krishnamurti Prabhu or any Mataji and Prabhu, including me here. We will be put into the condition what we were doing, and then you will remember. You will feel as if you have come out of a dream. That's for sure what I have heard in Kathas. So when you hear these first two lines, don't get too much swayed by this and start reading, mujhe ye mukti chahiye, mujhe wo mukti chahiye. Bhaiya, mujhe yahan se nikalna hai. I have to get out of this dirty world. This is a dirty world, at least in Kali Yuga. But as Prabhupada says, making best use of the worst bargain. Let us do something so that when we go back, we will remember all the things. So we don't have to worry about those things. That is one portion. First 3 lines about that. This is my point. The next 3 lines, the devotees till the benefit, personal benefit. So the devotees can achieve only liberation by any success, cannot achieve liberation by any success in the realm of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, up to the standard of the demigods or the heavenly planets. Now, there is one thing very visible. So this one line is very visible. Everybody is trying to survive in this world with some work, some properties they are buying, some insurances they are keeping. They're having some job in hand or businesses or retired. And if you're retired, you are trying to make yourself, you can't beg wealth from others. How much others will give you. Inflation is rising high. Difficulties in managing the government. Governments are facing difficulties. Population is rising high. Ecological imbalances are happening. Too much of disturbances. Too much of population. The world is in churning. Can you see? Open the TV and you will see this all happening. We are all caught like a tweezer in a trap. We are all trying to help each other or try to sense gratificate in this world. And the room in which these billion people in this planet is there, the planet is collapsing. You can see that collapse. You open the thing because of the population, they have dug the trees are falling, the roads are getting swayed off. Do you see this, or am I just telling you something which is happening in moon? And they are trying to go and disturb moon also now. And I'm not saying they will disturb. Maybe they want something, but because they know they have spoiled this planet Earth, let's try to extract something from moon. And I'm not saying that all, I mean, Chandrayaan is happening in India. I don't deny that. They should do it. Nobody is trying to disturb this world with that intention to disturb. But what is happening is everybody is trying to do good. Our country is also, government of our country is trying to do good. But everybody is trying to do good. But somewhere, chemistry is happening that the whole world is trying to do something good for themselves, for their own personal benefits. And the situation of the world is going out of control. Do you agree this, what I have told?
Yes, Prabhuji.
And nobody is trying to disturb this, but some are in knowledge, some are not in knowledge. And this friction and this chemistry is happening, what we are all entrapped. In this, a pure devotee wants simply to engage in the service of the Lord and does not consider for his personal benefit. So the whole world is moving for their personal benefit. If everybody present in the world starts thinking less about themselves, less about the money they have in their hands, and they want to gain more and more wealth, if everybody thinks less about their personal benefit, do you think the problems in life will become less or more?
Less, Prabhuji.
Haribo. That shows that shows what is happening in this world. That is why preaching is very important. It is not wrong to feed yourself because you are hungry, but overeating certainly is not good because you fall sick. So the whole world is running. Some people are hungry, they want their daily bread, but some people have bread and toast and sandwich and pizza, but they want more sandwich, more pizza, more and more and more, and greed and greed and greed, and the whole world is gonna bleed. The whole world, everybody is busy in greeding, if I can use that word, greed. And I know that may be a wrong English, but just greeding, and the whole world is bleeding. I don't stop showing my greed, so I don't stop to myself to bleed. As much as I greed, as much as I bleed. This is pure Krishna consciousness. As much as I help think less about myself and think more about and strike a balance, the whole world will come on its balance. And the nature also will support. So these are linked. The whole world, what is suffering right now, fires are happening in US somewhere, uncontrollable fires. Himachal Pradesh, yesterday, Chief Minister spoke, please don't come to Himachal Pradesh. So many people have died because of landslides. Why these problems are happening? Today is Independence Day of this Bharatvarsha. So we should pray that, oh, dear Lord, let us preach so much, then this message of Krishna consciousness, of self-satisfaction goes to every heart and soul. Suno suno Nityananda, suno Haridasa. Suno suno Nityananda, suno Haridasa. Sarvatra amalagya karo ei prakasha. Sarvatra malagya karo ei prakasha. Bhajo Krishna, bolo Krishna, karo Krishna shiksha. Bhajo Krishna, bolo Krishna, karo Krishna shiksha. Suno suno Nityananda, suno Haridasa. Who is singing this? Who is singing this line? Can somebody tell me?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Hari Hari. Yes. Oh my dear Nityananda, oh my dear Haridasa, go to every household and spread this Prakasha. What is this Prakasha, my dear Haridas and Nityananda? Please worship Krishna, pray for Krishna, talk about Krishna, sing about Krishna, eat the prasadam of Krishna, distribute the love of Krishna, think about Krishna, work for Krishna, swim for Krishna, fly for Krishna, live for Krishna. You do every activity in the favor of this person, Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the entire life will stabilize. And the entire life of this world is living in a turmoil right now. This turmoil will become shant. Then supreme peace will dawn in everybody. Saying is easy, but happening is difficult, because you have to preach first to your own self and then to preach others. While doing preaching to others, you must keep auditing yourself and correcting our own selves. So, Neha Vikramanasho Asti. Have you heard this shloka? Can somebody recite this shloka for me? Do you remember this shloka? Neha Vikramanasho Asti. Satyavayo na vidyate. So this is the message what we should give to others. If we want to continue in Krishna consciousness, try to do some small service of Krishna. The fear which is happening in this world, the fear with which the United Nations of this world is trying to remove all the countries, but they are not able to, though they are trying to. They need to spread the message of Krishna consciousness. The United Nations has to understand the message of Gita. They have to adopt this principle of Neha Bhikkamanasho Asti Pratyavayo Na Vidyate Swalpam Asya Dharmasya. One small job towards Krishna, Traito Mahato Bhayat. It will remove your fear. I know I have violated the time, but with small example, can I leave this class? Is it okay, or it is people have more other things?
Yes, Prabhuji, please come.
So when Srila Prabhupada once was giving a class, he gave an example for the support of this serving Krishna. He said there was a house. Once upon a time, there was a house. In that house entered a mice or a mouse, which is singular, mouse, right? Mice is, I think, plural. So once upon a time, there was a mouse who entered a house. Fortunately, unfortunately, he entered instead of kitchen into a puja room. Now, mouse, the rat, this is an allegorical story, means it gives you a message. Srila Prabhupada then tells that this mouse is hungry, wants to eat something, happens to land from a window into a puja room. And he looks in the puja room, there is nothing to eat, but he sees something shining and thinks that he's supposed to be is something eatable. He looks to a diya, in which the wick was very small. The bati in the wick was very small. Now, what happens when the bati of the deep becomes small? What do? Can somebody tell me? You
adjust it and put more oil.
We will lift up.
We will lift yes, we will put the oil, or if the wick is small, we'll change it to a bigger one. But when already a wick is there, Srila Prabhupada says, don't we have to put the wick, as Prabhu said, and Mataji said, we have to put oil and bring the bati up, correct? To make it more light.
Yes,
so this deepa was very small, about to be extinguished. This rat, he's trying to think belly. So he had his full focus on food to fill his belly so that he can survive. But he goes there and thinks that this bati is something to eat, and he puts his mouth into the oil to get the thing out. Instead of getting out with his mouth or nose part, or whatever you say, the rat's front beak part, or whatever you say, it's not a beak, but it pushes the cotton more up, and the deep becomes light. The more it tries to eat, the more it goes up, and at the certain point of time, a good length came out, and the deep became so visible, and the light became so visible. Then he looked at left, and he saw something to eat also, some rice grain, which was put. And with this, Prabhupada says, Krishna, or God, was so happy with this act. Although the rat's focus was only something to eat to survive, but unknowingly he helped Krishna in his devotional service. He was delivered in the next birth. Hari Bol. So Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayato mahato bhaya. Biggest of the fear of this world will be removed when we take to Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. That ends.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for that wonderful class as always.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
But I think
I request all the devotees
we violated
to
time.
unmute and we shall say 3 times Hare Krishna for Prabhuji's mother so that she recovers very fastly. Can we say that? Hare Krishna Mahamudra? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Thank you for the
Thank you, devotees. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for a wonderful class.
Sorry, I think we took 17 more minutes.
No, Prabhuji, not a problem, Prabhuji. We'll end the session by saying.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Explanation on reversal was very nice, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Pranam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam.
Shall I end the session, Prabhuji, with your permission?
Yes, Mataji, I was waiting.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.